Alright, hello everyone. We're just about to get this started. The first match is going to be Bad Boars or Commando versus Illusion Clock. Bad Boars has been having a tough time kind of joining the game. It's been giving him a couple of errors. Oh, he seems to be in the game now. Okay, so I think we are all ready to go. Let me just make sure. Alright, Bad Boars is in the game and he's ready. We're just waiting on Illusion. Alright. And game is starting. Alright, so game number 1 is Illusion Clock from Wolves Esports versus Bad Boars, or he's also known as Commando, from Crossfire Gaming. So it's Protoss versus Zerg on Polar Night. Alright, so spawning in the top left as the green Zerg, we do have Bad Boars. Remember, he is Commando on the North American server. And he is actually from Belgium, for those who know where Belgium is. It's beside France and Germany, all that fun stuff. And on the bottom, we have Illusion Clock. He is from Wolves Esports. And the entire clan, I've been told, is just a bunch of guys that know each other from Spain. So we'll see what they can come up with. Now, having looked at their different Team Liquid pages, I do know that Crossfire Gaming does have a couple of accomplishments. They have won several different matches within Clan Wars and the like. And Wolves Esports, they're fairly new. From what I understand, this is the beginning of their tournament career, if you want to put it that way, of things that they're interested in doing. So we do see the Protoss here, Illusion Clock building on the low ground, probably going to do a Forge Fast Expand. It will be interesting to see if he goes with the Nexus first, or the Forge first, or even a Gateway first, and see what kind of builds he can do off that. Now, what he sees here with the Probe will determine all of that, of course. If he sees a pool go down first, or if he sees a hatch. Okay, pool goes down first. I will not be surprised if he does a Gateway or Forge then Cannon then Gateway. I don't know, but I think the Nexus will be a little bit delayed, just because of what he saw with that scouting probe. Now, mind you, he does have 300 minerals built up here, so it looks like he might just go for the Nexus anyways, which is a pretty gutsy move. And he's trying to block this expansion, which can be a curse and a blessing. You see many times that if you delay it too much, you're forcing the Zerg to either take a third base, which on this map is a little bit harder to do. It's a little bit more exposed on Polar Night than it would be on, say, any other map. Or you're forcing the guy to take his gas early and go for one base Zergling Rush, which does not fare well versus the Nexus first. But he did get his hatchery down, and it doesn't look like he's going to be too aggressive. He gets the early 4 lings, which isn't too much, and the next one is a drone, so we're not going to see a huge amount of aggression. And he did go with that Forge. Gateway is going to be coming down in a second here, and there it goes. And second pylon on the low ground. He wants to keep an eye on those rocks just for any kind of shenanigans. Alright, 2 scouting Zerglings. Where did the other 2? Oh, here they are. Probably going to grab the watchtowers, poke around. He does see a decent amount. He knows exactly what's going on here. Saw the cannon go down. Just kind of poking around. He can pretty much do this until the Cyber comes out. Until a Stalker really comes out and chases that Overlord away. So, nothing too special from either of these players. Now, I was going to say, I don't think Illusion Clock sees that, but he does now, obviously. See if he can get any probe kills here. I'd be surprised if he gets more than 1 or 2. Pulls back the hurt probe, and just kind of causing a nuisance. Nothing really is going to come of this, but oh, he might get that probe. He didn't. All right, so just being a nuisance, just kind of pushing back everything. Cyber's down. The Zerg player here, Bad Boars or Commando. I'm going to call him Commando. It's a cooler name than Bad Boars. Although I don't know what his native language is. Remember, he's from Belgium, so it could be French or German or Flemish. But I'm going to assume that Bad Boars is either a first name or an awesome word they use in Belgium to mean something cool, and it's like a parody of like Bad Boys, you know, the cop song. That's what I'm going with. It's probably not true at all, but that's what I'm going with. All right, Bad Boars taking his or Commando. Sorry, I'll use Commando. Taking his 3rd, and it's a fairly standard macro game. I don't think... I'm surprised those Zerglings are still alive, actually. That's fairly impressive, but that Zealot's going to be able to clean them up fairly well. And no Mothership Core yet. The Cyber is done, and I'm surprised that the Mothership Core hasn't been started, but when he gets those 100 gas, that's what I'm going to assume that we'll see that queued up. Is it over here? No, I don't see it. He'll get it soon. I'm sure he won't forget that. Alright, looks like the Zerg is just pure macro. He has the gases down. He's not populating them yet. Or, of course, as I say that, he populates the gases. So he does have a 2 gas. Now, what's interesting, I do like this, when players will grab the gases at their natural, and if the Protoss were to scout, he could easily look and see these 2 gases being taken. Now, he does only have 2 here, and that might be intentional. But if the Protoss were to scout, see the 2 gases, he could easily assume that these 2 are taken, but they're not, and assume that he's going for some sort of Spire play, where I don't think that's what he's going to do. I think he's going to... Okay, drops his lair. Oh, he might go for Spire, actually, now that I say that. But he drops his lair. I wouldn't be surprised he puts down a Roach Warren and a couple Evo Chambers. Oh, there it goes. It's like I get paid to do this, but I'm not. Alright, so Protoss has dropped his Robo. Where is it? Somewhere. There's the Robo getting an Immortal. Still trying to clean up the Zerglings. There they go. The final 2 Zerglings do go down. And their Mothership Core comes out now. Now, the late Mothership Core isn't a problem at all. Just because there hasn't been any aggression. He was able to clean up those Zerglings without any casualties as far as I know. We can take a look at that though. Well, he did lose 1 probe. Okay, so that's no big deal. That is completely fine. Guys, let me know how the stream quality is. I am streaming from North America. I'm streaming from here in Canada. So that is the Twitch server you guys are going to be looking at. I don't see any dropped frames on my end, and I can see all the Spanish comments are talking about that it's not loading well. I do speak a little bit of Spanish. It has been a very long time, and no, I will not try to speak it on stream. But I know enough to... Okay, so some guys are saying it's going well, so we're gonna stick with that. All right, so a little bit of pressure here. I don't think it's going to be too aggressive, at least not until these upgrades kick in. You can see he's getting the Roach speed, the Zergling speed, and the +1 attack for Roaches. I think he's just gonna kind of put a little bit of pressure here. You can do a lot. You know, maybe even kill these 2 buildings without much consequence, because the range of the Nexus will only reach so far, right about here, if I remember correctly. So he's swinging around, just making sure it doesn't have any special expansions. Just going to cause a bit of pressure. Does have a number of sentries. I don't think he's going to be able to do a lot of damage here, especially with those 2, soon-to-be 3... oh, that is a Colossus. Sorry, my mistake. I didn't even see that. So 2 Immortals on a Colossus. Looks like he'll get the Forge, but not much after that. Okay, now he is pushing a bit. Oh, he was waiting for the Colossus. Now that Commando has seen the Colossus, he's kind of moving back a little bit. But he is just regrouping. He's still sending many things across the map. +1 attack is about to finish, and that's when I think he's going to hit. +1 attack is finishing right now. So this is when we're going to see make or break of this attack. If Commando does lose this entire force, it will put him behind, but he is ahead by 1 base, and it will not be the end of the world. Just 1 more tap on that gateway, but here comes the major Protoss force. Can we see any kind of action here? The Immortals and the Colossus well behind. These force fields they could have been better, you know, throw a couple more to stop the progression. Did only have 3 sentries. Now, this is a pretty good push. It looks like the Immortals were focused down, and he's going to kill that Cyber in a second. But the 2 Colossus are holding strong with 7 and 19 kills between them. It looks like Illusion does hold. Illusion Clock does hold. That was looking a little bit dicey if I'm going to steal something from our old, now dead friend, NASL. But he needs to rebuild. He needs to throw up the pylon and probably... Actually, he can't do a cannon. He lost his forge. But Commando, taking advantage of that early lead, is going to grab another expansion. He's going to put himself in 4 base versus 2 and drops a Spire. Now, with Illusion going into the Colossus play, it's not surprising at all. We're going to see a Spire, probably Corruptors, or maybe even just Mutalisks, knowing that that Bad Boys or Commando is in the lead here. Okay, so guys are saying stream looks good. Illusion... Okay, Illusion saying there's some lag, but doesn't need a pause. I'm not noticing any lag from my end, so if I'm the reason there's lag, I will easily leave the game. Because obviously casting is less important than the game itself. Okay, so can the Zerg cut off anything major here? There are no force fields to give him a hand, but the Time Warp does go down. And he is able to reinforce using this Warp Prism here. But with only Stalkers, will it be enough? The upgrade advantage is, well, it's equal. Now, he wants to target down these Colossus. So far, hasn't been able to. These Stalkers are holding pretty firm. It looks like, if we're going to go to the army supply here, it looks like that Zerg is only a little bit ahead now. He actually lost his lead there as things go. And he might lose his 3rd here. I think that's actually a pretty fair guess. He is going to target down these Colossus, but not enough Corruptors. But he is able to get one with the Roaches here. That's pretty good. Now, isn't building any more Roaches. This base is going to go down. 22 Zerglings is not enough to do much damage here. But a pretty big influx here. He's going to get the Immortal pretty quickly. Focus down that Immortal. But many more Stalkers and Zealots coming in from behind. Kills off the Colossus. He might actually save his expansion. Let's see. No, he pulls the drones. He thinks it's over. Whereas Illusion actually just ignored the base completely here. So now it's all up to his 2nd. Now he does have 4 hatcheries, but he doesn't have any drones here. He's not actually mining from either of these 2. It puts them on an even footing as far as expansions go, but that does mean that the Protoss isn't ahead. Remember, Protoss can do more with less as far as expansions go, but their units obviously cost more. You don't want to lose them. So this fight is going to be pretty decisive here. Does lose the Warp Prism, which was his forward. He didn't even bring his Mothership Core here. It does look like it's over for the Zerg, though. He just doesn't have the resources to be able to fight this off, and Protoss can just be walking units across the map till the end of time. He's got a fair amount of bank there. He did just warp in a couple units, walking them over now. And he's caused enough economic damage to Commando here, to the Zerg player, that it's not much for him to worry about. You look at his main, he's only got 15 mining drones, nothing at, actually, sorry, he's got a couple, nothing at his 4th, nothing at his natural. The drones here are being used to attack. He's able to clean up a little bit, but with this other influx, I think that's the nail in the coffin. I think that game 1 here is actually going to go to Wolves Esports, my mistake. And there's the GG. So game 1 went to Wolves Esports.